The Simpson family is a long line of horse thieves, deadbeats, horse beats, dead thieves, and even a few alcoholics.
Welcome back, fellow Springfieldians. Today, just like always, we're diving deep into the colorful world of America's favorite animated family, The Simpsons. But we want to do something a little bit different. We want to explore the famous Simpsons lineage. So, grab your donuts and buckle up because it will be a sweet ride. We introduce the famous Simpson family tree. Starting with the side of the family that is rarely seen or talked about, the extended family. Of course, the Simpsons extended family includes a wide variety of minor characters in addition to the series' central cast. First, we have Hubert Powell, Homer's stepbrother and Grandpa's illegitimate son.
Because I'm your baby brother, Homer!
Herb was made in a one-night stand between Grandpa and an unnamed carnival woman. Ashamed of his illegitimate son, Grandpa and the carnival woman left Herb at Shelbyville Orphanage. Thankfully, Herb was adopted by a wealthy family, the Powels. Grandpa then hid Herb's existence from Homer until he felt compelled to confess the truth because of a heart attack. So, Homer set out to track down Herb and he did it successfully. Unlike the typical Simpsons, Herb stands out with an unusual drive and remarkable intelligence. He values love and family over money and is the sole Simpson male without the Simpson gene, despite occasionally making unwise choices. Then we've got Abby, another product of Grandpa's unwise choices. Abby's origin traces back to a brief affair between Grandpa and Edwina, a woman he briefly had a relationship with while he was stationed in England during World War II. Grandpa's last night during the war was a passionate night with Edwina. Unbeknownst to him, it resulted in Abby. And Grandpa didn't know for 58 years. You see, when he had no idea about Abby, he traveled to London with the Simpsons family to reconnect with Edwina. At the airport, Edwina and Abby approached the Simpsons. Discovering Abby as his daughter, Abe panicked and left for the plane while Homer quickly bonded with her. Despite being female, Abby could potentially have inherited the Simpson gene defect that is commonly found among the Simpson males. And another male who has the Simpson gene is Homer's uncle, Chet. Chet came up in season 9, episode 17, Lisa the Simpson, when Homer was trying to explain to Lisa that there were successful Simpsons. When Homer asked Chet what he does for a living, Chet said that he runs an unsuccessful shrimp company. We gotta talk about the second cousin of the Simpson children, Stanley, who also came up when Homer was trying to explain to Lisa that there were successful Simpsons. When Homer asked him what he does for a living, Stanley replied that he shoots birds at the airport. Next is the great aunt to the Simpsons, Aunt Hortense. Hortense first appeared in season 2, episode 10, when Bart had a brief encounter with death. The Simpson family anticipated inheriting her estate, but surprisingly, each family member received only $100, except Maggie. Then we have the bitter and depressed Uncle Tyrone. Considering his age, appearance, and the Simpson family's presence at his birthday celebration, it's probable that he is Grandpa Simpson's sibling, serving as a great uncle to the family. Another great uncle is Hubert, whose burial is attended by the Simpson family in the Simpsons short, The Funeral. Orville and Yuma Simpson. That's right, the grandparents of Homer Simpson, parents of Grandpa. Orville wed Yuma Hickman in the early 1900s and lived with their sons in the Statue of Liberty. However, this account's credibility is uncertain, seeing that it is sourced from Grandpa's erratic musings. And before Orville was Old Tut Simpson. And we even get to see him choking his son, Orville. His wife was Happy Simpson. And his father was Abraham Simpson I, whose name is likely inspired by the heroic actions of Abraham Lincoln, who personally aided his father Virgil and mother Mabel Simpson in their escape from relentless slave hunters. Mabel was first married to Hiram Simpson, but he is not the one from whom the modern Simpson family come from. They all come from Virgil, who was a runaway slave of Colonel Burns that Mabel and Hiram's daughter, Eliza Simpson, unsuccessfully attempted to help escape through the Underground Railroad. That's right, the Simpsons are 1/64% black.
We're 1/64th black.
Mabel had legally divorced Hiram and married Virgil, who proposed to her on a bridge between the United States and Canada. So they bore Abraham Simpson I, who bore Old Tut, who bore Orville, who bore Grandpa. Grandpa is Homer's father and an assisted living facility resident thanks to his son. He's a veteran of World War II and enjoys entertaining anybody who will listen to his stories from the war. Abraham is the only Simpson character not named after a member of Groening's direct family. Other authors came up with the name without input from Groening. The name they finally agreed upon was that of Groening's own grandfather. Will you look at that? Mona Simpson, Grandpa's first wife and Homer's mother. Appearing on Mother Simpson in season 7, she reveals that she ditched her family for the hippie movement. In the episode, Homer is believed to be dead, so when he goes to the Springfield Hall of Records to clarify that he is indeed alive, he discovers the truth. The real truth about his mother being alive, despite his father telling him otherwise. Homer even runs up to her believed to be grave to confirm, and when he finds out that the grave belongs to Walt Whitman, he falls into his grave due to frustration. It's while he's in there, Mona comes up to him and tells him to get out of her son's grave.
Mom?
Homer?
Then Mona reveals that she was an activist in the 1960s and was on the run from Mr. Burns due to her involvement in various protests and movements. Fearing for her family's safety and wanting to protect them from potential repercussions, she decided to leave them behind and live a life on the run. Ultimately, she dies on the show, leaving Homer to deal with his grief. Now, for the nuclear family we all know. Homer Simpson, the pea-brained head of the Simpsons family who works as a nuclear safety inspector at the Springfield nuclear power plant. I don't know if we should call Homer pea-brained because the reason he is this way is because there are crayons in his brain. Because when Homer was 6 years old, he snorted crayons up his nose in a risky childlike experiment just to see how many could fit into his nose. Turns out, one of those crayons found a way to his brain and lodged there for years. However, when he gets this crayon removed from his brain when he is an adult, the intelligence that he then has is extraordinary. The intelligence is too much for him to handle, and he eventually has it surgically reinstalled. Homer is characterized by his love for beer, donuts, and his catchphrase, "Dope." Despite his many shortcomings, he has a kind heart and is highly dedicated to his family. And no matter the jokes he makes or how nonchalant he may seem sometimes, the truth remains that he loves his family, especially his wife, Marge Simpson. Marge is the caring and patient matriarch of the Simpson family, the glue that keeps the family together. Born on March 19th, Marge was the third child of the Bouvier family raised by Jacqueline and Clancy. Her sisters are the joyless twins, Patty and Selma, who do not bother to hide their dislike for Homer. Despite this, Marge's loving upbringing and resilience shaped her, making her a unique and strong individual in Springfield's colorful tapestry. Marge is a compassionate and nurturing mother, and her generosity is directed toward her family and the rest of the community. She has a positive outlook on life and constantly looks for the best in others, unlike old Mr. Burns. And if you want to easily recognize her, look out for her signature blue beehive hairstyle. Her relationship with Homer is somewhat toxic, yet can be very sweet sometimes. How they even became a thing is way back in high school during prom. After that, the two started dating for several years before Marge discovered she was pregnant with her first child, Bart. Ay caramba! Bart is the eldest kid in the Simpsons family and is known for being a troublemaker extraordinaire due to his rebellious spirit and creative pranks. Even before he was born, he was already a troublemaker in the womb who mooned Dr. Hubert. Because he's naughty and full of energy, he frequently gets into trouble at school and in the community. But like most teenagers, Bart has a nice heart and cherishes his family, particularly the relationship he has with his younger sister, Lisa. He He's the most misunderstood of the family, constantly frustrated by the narrow-minded people of Springfield who judge him merely by his thoughts and actions. And despite his shenanigans, Bart cares deeply about his family, we'll tell you that. His devious exploits may occasionally get him into trouble, but along the way, he picks up essential lessons that he can use daily. I mean, Bart is a cute little terrorist, unlike his sister, Lisa. Lisa, the intellectual and socially conscious middle child, is a fervent champion for causes, including environmental protection and the rights of animals. Lisa is known for being a rational family member and delivering advice far beyond her years. She does not compromise her values and continues to work toward making a positive difference in the world around her, even though her intelligence sometimes makes her feel like an outsider. Sweet Maggie is the youngest family member and the most enigmatic. She's a baby who rarely speaks but is curious and intelligent. She is often seen sucking on her pacifier and demonstrates a surprising amount of resourcefulness when put in difficult situations. Maggie can occasionally dazzle her family with her cleverness, and she frequently comes to the rescue in her own endearing fashion when things look hopeless. Despite her tender years, Maggie is capable of doing both. And that concludes our journey through the Simpsons lineage. What's your favorite Simpsons episode or character? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating explorations into pop culture's most incredible gems. Until next time, stay animated, friends.